Hey, we got a sapling I'm going to talk about in just a second. Everybody close your Chromebooks. I want you to listen. The test, there was a curve on the test. The test did not go as well as I would have hoped. Hey, close your Chromebook. So the test did not go as well as I would have hoped. There were some people that did well on it. I had a couple hundreds. I had plenty of 90s, but a lot of people seemed to struggle with it, which, to be fair, it was one of the harder tests that we've had so far this year. We had some math in the electromagnetic spectrum. We had the electron arrangements, which were pretty difficult. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't do well with history stuff. So y'all might have had some trouble with the development of atomic theory questions about who kind of developed what and the nucleus. But a couple things I'd just like to say, if you did, I don't know what grade cutoff. I think maybe just if you failed. If you failed and you know that you failed, I am going to allow you a retake. I don't know exactly how that's going to go yet, if it's going to be the exact same test or if I'll just pare it down to a couple different questions. But you will have the opportunity to bring up your grade up to passing. I'm going to need you to come in during an activity period for that. So the people who really need to do the retake, I will come around and talk to you about that personally. So we can get you in during an activity period and kind of get a retake to get you brought up. Some of y'all failed the test, but you're still passing, so you may not worry about it enough to do a retake on it. But make sure that you're paying attention during the lectures. Make sure that you're working on the homework and understanding how this goes. And we're down to only a couple online students, so I might start to go back to some actual paper stuff. I think one of the things is in previous years, we did more paper assignments, especially with the math, where you actually had to write out the math and I would come by and check you and make sure that you were doing it correctly. And that could be an impediment to some of y'all learning, not actually doing the math yourself, but just putting stuff in the calculator, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with using a calculator. But if you don't understand why the equation is the way it is and what you're actually trying to accomplish, that'll probably make it more difficult on the test. So all the test grades are in for everybody that took the test. For those of you that didn't, you got to make sure that you make it up, come in during activity period. Or if you get done with the quiz quickly today, you can make that up in class. But activity period might be better depending on how long it'll take you to take the test. So we're going to do a quiz today, this last quiz in this section, just to get another quiz grade in on electron arrangements. So I have this part of the study sheet up, and I'll actually expand it so everybody can see this a little better. If you have this sheet still with you, you can use it. If not, I have a couple extras. They just don't have the numbers that you wrote out there written on them, so you can use those. And then just to recover, I thought these would be pretty easy for everybody, and so I put several of them on there. I was wrong, and some people really struggle with this, even though it's literally the very last thing that we did before the test. You know, if you did kind of struggle with this, you might be one of the people that gets to do a retake. And so know that if your grade wasn't too bad and you're not currently failing, I might not come to you and be like, hey, you need to retake the test. But if you did fail it and you would like to retake it, just come and see me during that activity period and we can get you set up. But on these, it's just about the columns. So we're just counting columns from left to right. And there's only 8 of them because we skip over the middle part that has the D block. So the first 2 columns are 1 and 2. You skip over the D block, which is what this little thing here is. And you start off the boron column with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so the questions are just how many valence electrons are there. You see how many dots there would be, or you count the columns from left to right, and that should tell you how many valence electrons. Or the opposite, they give you something like this, but without the N in it, they put an X in here, and you should be able to count how many dots there are. This says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You count over on columns on the periodic table, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you notice, everything in this column has 5 dots. They're all in the same format and everything. So it doesn't really matter what the name of the element is. If they have the X in there, you don't need to know the name of the element. You can count the dots and know that it's in this column, and there should only be one answer that's in that column. So Go ahead and get started on the quiz. Take your time on it. It is in quiz mode, so it's not going to give you a whole bunch of guesses on every single one. If you have questions, let me know. I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to be finishing my list of students that need to come in for a retake. And also, if you get a progress report, and you're failing, you need to start coming in during activity periods. Those are mandatory activity periods for failing students. And so activity period Wednesday is the science one. So be here or you will get a write-up and have to talk to Mr. Stone about it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Hold on one second. Let me finish this video and I'll be to help you. And for those of you at home, same thing goes to you. And if you didn't finish if you didn't take the test on Friday, you need to get it taken quickly this week. So send me an email and I will get it opened up for you where you can take it. Thank you. Have a nice day.